Hi, my name is Ruchi Tikoo and I'm currently pursuing marketing and strategy at the University of Warwick. So I started my journey back in 2023 when I started shortlisting the universities according to their QS and Times ranking. That is when I came across 10-15 universities that I wanted to apply, but I ended up applying only for 6-7 universities. So those 6-7 universities included universities in Australia, in US, in UK. I started the application process in November 2023 and I applied to around 3-4 universities at that time. And by December end or January, I got the offer from 2 universities that were Australia based. And I was a little skeptical about choosing those universities because I had a few more universities in my mind to which I wanted to apply, and those were my dream universities. So I decided to wait for their offer to come and deferred those offers. But later on, I decided to skip this year and go all in for next year because I wanted to redo my applications and send it to some other universities also. Then in 2024, I started the application process a little earlier as compared to 2023 because I got the whole year to redo my applications, to rewrite my SOPs, to customize my LORs for the universities as per the requirement. And so I started the application process in September end or October. I applied to my top 2 dream universities first, and those universities were in USA. But later on, I decided to apply to 2 more universities in UK, and one of which is the University of Warwick, in which currently I am pursuing my MSc. Application process for all the 4 universities took a lot of time, and I had to submit the SOPs, give kind of assessments, and then those assessments were followed by video interviews also for some universities. And then I had to submit or get my LORs sent to them or submit them on my own. The process took me around almost 15 to 20 days to complete because some things cannot be done by me and some things need to be done by someone else, like sending the LORs. Talking about the finances, other than the major finance, that is your tuition fees, living costs can be earned here while working part-time, as a visa allows us to work for 20 hours per week. Applying for part-time jobs can be a little tricky as you have to be quick and consistent while applying. You have to apply for at least 15 to 20 jobs, as I did, and I got selected for 2 of them and I interviewed for them, and finally I have a job for that is paying half of my living expenses currently. Our living expenses will also depend on the kind of accommodation you are choosing, if you are choosing to live on campus or off campus, and how far is your accommodation from your university. You have to take a transport or you can just walk to your university for classes. Other than that, your groceries and basic stuff will also add to the cost of living, and a pro tip for that will be budget in advance. According to your budget, decide which accommodation you want to book and how far is accommodation from your university, if that will include you taking transportation or you can just walk to your university for classes. I chose to live in an off-campus accommodation as my accommodation is near the city center. That makes my accommodation near to all the major places in the city. That will give me a lot more opportunity to work part-time as the university is quite outside the city and part-time jobs are very less there in the university. So I decided to stay here near the city center and travel every day to the university through buses. And this helped me a lot as it allowed me to get to know a lot more people as compared to the number of people I would have known on the university that was staying on campus. Teaching style abroad, specifically in UK, is very different from what we see back in India. Here, you get to learn through online lectures, then you have to attend workshops. Then there is more of individual learning. You have to do the assignments or do the projects or reading beforehand before the workshop or the class starts. There's a lot more focus on individual learning rather than the group learning, as the teachers or the professors here will teach you according to what you have been given to read. So my academic experience here in UK has its own highs and lows at the same time, because when I started, the experience was pretty confusing for me because to understand it took me a while to get accustomed to the kind of pattern they have. Later on, things got sorted because I was able to understand at work according to their pace as they want, as how they wanted me to do things. As I talked about the part time, how you have to be consistent, it is the same for full-time jobs as well. After I complete my university, this is what I've heard from all the alumni and the professors here in my university. There is a separate careers team at the University of Warwick that helps students to get to know about roles that are being open for vacancies, for looking out for graduate roles or even experienced roles that we can apply to. These careers teams help us understand what the requirement of the role is, and they also sometimes help us build our CVs and cover letters and customize according to the requirement of the job or the role. Advice that I would like to give to all the other aspiring Indian students is start early. Start as soon as the application opens, because when you apply early, the chances of getting a scholarship, that to a high amount of scholarship, is really high. As the university has a lot to grant, so they give you scholarships based on the application as soon as you apply. And lastly, the myth or the misconception that I would like to burst is that it is not difficult to get into an international or Ivy League or a Russell Group university. You just have to know and understand what the application is asking you for and customize your applications, your SOPs, your LORs according to what the requirement is.